Well, I'm glad you could join me tonight. I come out here and got tired of looking at the internet. Got a little bit frustrated at the fact that I was looking for something to intrigue my mind, and I thought to myself, I've got plenty to intrigue my mind when I open my Bible. I've said it before, I'll say it again here. I don't see the fruit that is accomplished by doing this over the means of the internet. It doesn't seem like I have the interest in posting like I did. You go to the farmer's market, you go there for a reason. You go there to buy your fruit and vegetables. If I went to the farmer's market to buy bananas, I would hope that I would leave with a bunch of bananas to bring home and to take home with me. But see, doing this kind of ministry here, I don't see the evidence. But I believe that God knows how to count the evidence. I believe the Lord knows what the evidence is. I was reading in a verse in 2 John, and there's only 13 verses in 2 John. But the verse that I happened to look at when I walked out here, my Bible was basically open to 2 John, and I looked at verse 5, and it says, "And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee, but that which had from the beginning, that we love one another." And I thought to myself, when I looked at this and started reading and started studying, a lot of times we want to do the church service on Sunday. We want to fellowship at the building on Sunday. We want to walk into the building with our clothes and our suits and our ties. And I'm thinking, I don't have the luxury of coming out here knowing who's going to meet with me, knowing who's going to be here with me. But he was telling this lady and the children of this lady here that they was walking in the command of love, because it mentioned it here in this verse that we love one another. And I'm thinking, you don't have to be in a building to love one another. You don't have to be in a building to get the message out. I don't need a building to get my message out. Would it be nice to be able to go to some place and be asked to come and speak? Sure it would. Sure it would. But should I be bringing a new commandment, or should I be making the same declaration that the Lord was given? The declaration here is that the commandment is the same, and the commandment is to love one another. So my point is, I do not see the ones on the other end of the camera. I don't get to value how many people is going to watch this particular video. See, a man that stands behind the pulpit only is able to see the ones that he's talking to in front of him. He might even be online. A lot of churches are online, and some churches that was online is no longer online because they back into the regular pulpit setting. They're back into doing church the way that they've always done it. And I guess that's great. What I'm trying to get at, I shouldn't come out here with the attitude of bringing something new. I should come out here bringing the fact that he left a commandment And that commandment is to love one another. Now, I would hope that with all the videos that I have made, that I have shown through my labor of making these videos, that I just want the video to be effective. I mean, I've got enough sense of love that I will not know who is watching this. I do not know who is going to view this video. I'm working with someone that's going to help improve the YouTube and the Facebook and the message of it reaching more people. We're under the process of doing that. And, you know, part of me wanted to sit in the house and just sort of not do anything. And then I thought about it. Why not go and talk to the people? Because I'm not the one that builds the audience. The Lord builds the audience. You know, I'd be in there on the computer and there on my phone, and I'd be scrolling like we all do. You know, when you take your finger and you scroll, it's sort of amazing that there is times on occasion that I will scroll past one of my messages. And I'm thinking, now, you know, YouTube is all around the world. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that is scrolling on the phone, looking for something. You know what? I don't control when the person hits the button and turns the video on. I don't control that. The Lord controls that. Do I need a block building? Do I need a mortar building to be able to point out the message that we need to love one another? Do I need a church house to be able to do that? I've spoken in churches before, and I would love to do it again. But at the same time, the message can't be different than what the message has been the whole time. Just like John was referring to this lady. At first, I sort of thought, well, this lady is basically a picture of the church, and it very well could be. But I think this is an actual person that had people that followed the ways of the Lord. And John was recognizing this lady as someone that needed to be encouraged. And now I beseech thee, or I beg thee, is what he's saying, what John is saying to her. Lady, he called her lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee. See, he's reminding her that, look, I don't need to write nothing new to you. You've already heard everything about what love is, because it goes on to say, but that which we had from the beginning, which we had, meaning it was John and it was the lady and the children, that we had from the beginning, that we love one another. So see, do I need a block building to come out here and prove my love to somebody? Do I need a place of worship on Sunday morning? I don't know who's going to see this. It's like I said before, and I'll say it again. I make the video. The Lord, I pray, helps me to look at a verse. The verse that I looked at was in 2 John, verse 5. That's the verse that I was reading over and over again, and I'm wondering to myself, who is this that John is talking to? And then I started thinking, well, who am I that I'm talking to? What kind of message should I bring? Should it be a new and improved message? You know, I always look at it like this. when I have an opportunity to speak, I want to speak like I am a baker in a place that makes bread. My wife bought some Krispy Kreme donuts today. You could tell them Krispy Kreme donuts was fresh because they eat 2 of them. They was fresh. They was good. They wasn't warm anymore, but they was still good. And I'll eat some more of them tomorrow. I would like to be able to know that when I come out here and I make a video, that I want the bread to be good bread. I want people to notice that the bread is bread that has been buttered, and the bread is hot, and the bread is good, and the bread is tasty. I want the bread to do the job just like what John is telling this lady about this new commandment which is really not new according to him, that we love one another. So what am I doing tonight? I'm showing the fact that I love one another that happens to come by this channel. This video might go viral. I don't know. I'm hoping that the lady that I'm going to hire is going to help me to make this video possible to reach as many people as possible. Am I wanting to do it to build a big YouTube channel? Many people's got the microphones hanging down. They've got the flashing lights behind them. They've got all of the doodads and the things. I don't have nothing. I'll just be honest with y'all. I don't want nothing. Because it ain't about me. It's really about what the Word of God actually is saying on my Bible right here. And in my Bible right here. I don't need to come out here and bring something new. I don't know how they make bread, but I would almost be willing to bet you they don't change their recipe from day to day. Oh, they might make hundreds of loaves of bread, and they might make them all different. But you take the name that I remember growing up was Merita. Merita. And there was bread that was called Sunbeam bread. And Sunbeam was different than Merita. Merita was good bread. Sunbeam was good bread. But I bet you they did not change the recipe from day to day. They kept the same exact recipe, but they just made it over and over and over and over again. And what I'm trying to do is bring the love of Christ over and over and over again so that people will be able to say, wait a minute, I finally understand. You don't need somebody behind a pulpit. You don't need somebody in the 4 walls of a church that's basically going to give you something that maybe you already knew. And I'm not down in the churches. If the churches are presenting the Word of God and they're presenting the new Word of God, and the Word of God is brand new, and the Word of God, the bread that is being baked and being delivered on Sunday is brand new, great, and wonderful and fine. But how many people do you think is putting out that kind of bread today? I have to admit something. It is few and far between that many places do not have that desire to want to tell you the absolute truth. I have no reason to lie. I'm certainly not out here trying to build a network, a platform. I have a platform. I don't know about how many people will see this video, but you know, part of my job is to stay encouraged, and part of my job is to deliver what I feel is the word of God. And if I never get an opportunity to walk into a defined church service with a defined setup area to go and speak, oh well. I feel like I have already delivered the message. And the message is the same, to love one another. That's what Jesus said, was to love one another. I just hope that maybe this message touches you, that if you're looking for something new, I wish you good luck. Sometimes the loaf of bread that was made yesterday is still good for a few days after that. My wife has bought bread before that the bread didn't last no time, and it started getting mold on it. And you have to look at it. You know what you have to do when you eat bread? When you take it out of the bag, you untie the little tie thing. You reach in, you take the pieces that you want. You look at it, both sides. And you know what else you do? You smell the bread to see if it smells musty. You want it to be a fresh odor. If you're going to eat that bread, you're going to want to not feel no odor to that bread. And I just pray that that's what the Lord gives me when I come out here. I don't want to bring bad bread. I want to bring good bread. Are you eating good bread today? That is the question. That is the question that you got to ask yourself. I hope that you're eating good bread. Wonderful bread. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope you get some good bread today from this message here. The only way you're going to get good bread is being under the word salvation. That's the way you're going to know that you're getting good bread, is you're getting good bread in the word salvation. Without salvation, you can hear the best message in the world, but it's almost like smelling a bread that you can't eat. I wouldn't take out bread out of a bag and know that somebody would say, you can't eat that. My wife done that to me one time. She said, that's my bread. I thought to myself, what you mean is your bread? Yeah, she told me, she said, that was my bread. You know why she said that? She didn't want my fingers in her bread. It's our bread. It's my bread. But she let me know that she didn't want me to put my nasty fingers and hands in that bread. I'm glad that the Lord allows me to put my fingers into the bread. I didn't see this message happening like this. Are you eating the bread? Jesus says, I am the bread. I am that love, that commandment that comes down from God. He wants us to eat that bread, and we begin to eat it in salvation. Elderly Ministry is the website. You're welcome to come here. You're welcome to tune in anytime. This is the YouTube channel. KWT 32040 is the channel. Hopefully, Lord willing, it'll grow before too long. And I hope to see some results of it. Until then, I'm going to continue to keep making video, because I don't know who my audience is. I just pray that somebody is getting a good taste of good bread today. If you want to talk, please call. The number's there. Elderly Ministry is the website. You can find the number there. Leave a message when you call, and I will return that call, I promise you. You need to know that that you're eating in the bread of love. And it starts with the bread of salvation. I hope that you know him today. If you need help, please reach out. Please let me help. I'll be more than glad to talk with you anytime. Share the video, share the platform. I hope I don't have to continue saying that, but share the video. If you think that somebody needs a little encouragement, share the video. God knows all about what encouragement we have need of today, okay? I thank y'all for watching.